Kitana! Ranked and custom combo tips and tricks. What's up guys, BltzZ here today bringing you another video. And today we're going to be talking about Kitana. Unlike the Sub-Zero video where we talked about his custom moves first, we're actually going to start off with her tournament variations. Because Kitana, her tournament variations are not that bad. And custom moves don't really change her combos or gameplay up too much, but there is of course one move we will be talking about, but we're just going to wait until we get there. For those of you who got the game before release, we were actually able to explore her combos via fan extensions like you always could in like previous games. But since the day 1 patch they nerfed her fan, so now it's -2 on hit, which means she cannot throw out a move quick enough to combo back into her fans. However, she still can kind of sorta use it in the combo for a couple more hits, but it's not as good. The window to land another hit is very small, and it only works in the corner unfortunately. I have no idea why they made this change to her, but I do hope in the future they change it back. The first variation we're going to talk about is Fan Fare. This tourney moveset actually has some really good special moves that can help Kitana compete with the rest. So first we're going to be talking about Kitana's punish options. Our practice dummy Sub-Zero has a very unsafe overhead string with forward 2-4. On block it is -19, which means you need to use any move less than 19 frames to be able to punish it, and there are a lot. So going into Kitana's move list, we can actually see that her standing jab 1 is actually 8 frames and her crouching jab is actually 9 frames, which is slower but has more range. And then her fastest move is her crouching 3, which is 7 frames but does not have the best range. Alone, these are just standard pokes useful for interrupting gaps of your opponent's strings or just stuffing an attack of theirs. But it's very good to know this information so you don't always use your main combo starters as punishes. For example, Kitana's main combo string is back 2-3-1, which if you can see right here, it starts with 17 frames. That is not the best for punishing attacks. Even Sub-Zero's -19 frame overhead string is tricky to punish with it because there are only 2 frames until he can block again, which is very fast. Again, it's not impossible to punish with this attack, but what I'm trying to say, it's just really inconsistent. You're honestly better off punishing with her 1-2 string, which starts at 8 frames and cancels into her fan lift attack very easily. So for punishing unsafe moves leading into a combo as Kitana, we have to use 1-2. If you want to interrupt your opponent, her best poke is down 3 or down 1 if you need more range. Usually if you land your down 1 or down 3 poke, you can actually go into a grab for some free damage or position yourself better against your opponent. Next, we're going to run through Kitana's special moves. Kitana at the core is a zoning character, so a lot of her specials reflect that. Her fan toss is a full screen basic projectile that can be amplified to throw out a second one for more damage or catching your opponent trying to jump over. Also, if your opponent is trying to jump over to you, you can actually fan toss while in the air for a full screen projectile again, except this one cannot be meter burned. Kitana's main combo extender is fan lift. Similar to Sub-Zero and many others, this move puts your opponent in a vulnerable state where they can get fully comboed. You'll be using this a lot in your combos as Kitana. Please don't use this outside of a combo raw. Next is an aerial special move called Fan Flutter. This move's main purpose is to let you hover for a bit in the air to avoid your opponent's projectiles, or can be used to fake them out to start combos. A very interesting way to use this is to jump and punch your opponent and then Fan Flutter to float again and punch them as you're falling. The stagger state your opponent goes into is long enough to connect a full combo with the back 2-3-1 combo string. So this is very tricky to do. Basically, you want to cancel the jump 2 punch into Fan Flutter almost instantly as soon as it hits. It can be used mid-screen just like I showed you here, but I recommend using it more in the corner because it's more consistent. Quick execution is a high-hitting attack that you want to use at the end of your combos. Just like I showed you in the previous combo, if used at the end of an 8 string or more combo, it can crushing blow for massive damage. In this variation, Square Wave can actually be used on the ground to easily end combos with. Outside of this variation, you can only use it in the air. In this variation, you have Royal Protection. This move can actually nullify your opponent's projectile to enhance Kitana's damage temporarily. So in a zoning situation, you want to get your opponent to throw out a projectile and then use this move to basically eat it, and this will make Kitana's fans light up so her next attack will do increased damage. This doesn't just buff her projectile damage either. If you look right here, her jump 2 punch normally does 70, but with the buff it actually does 105. Here are some very situational uses for this move that you could practice once you get comfortable with Kitana. You won't be going for this stuff every single match, but if the opportunity presents itself and you got your combos down pat, you can actually melt your opponents easily with this move. Make sure you use this in zoning battles. Now that we got the basic stuff out of the way, we can actually talk about her combo strings. A Royal Welcome may have a slow startup, but it covers a huge amount of range. The string is mainly used for whiff punishing your opponents while mid-screen into combos, and it helps that it has a low attack in the middle to catch them off guard. This is my bread and butter combo that I use as Kitana. It does decent damage, it creates a lot of space between you and your opponent, so now you can zone with fans, which is what Kitana wants to do. She doesn't have much combos, crazy strings, or damage, so ideally you just want to outzone your opponent and space them out. and when they try to get in, whiff punish them for full combos with the Royal Welcome. Now instead of knocking them away, you can actually continue the combo after fan lift by doing jump 2 punch, and as soon as you land, dash forward and hold forward while pressing 3-2 for blood sacrifice, and then ending it with down 4-2 for crushing blow for good damage. At first, this is going to take many tries to get the timing down, but the trick is to throw out the jump 2 punch as Kitana is falling mid-jump. This way you can dash forward and land blood sacrifice as early as possible. Kitana's combos do require some precision and timing, so make sure you lab these and get really comfortable with it. And then also, in order to get that down forward 2 crushing blow, you need to end the combo with it that is over 8 hits in order to initiate the animation. Kitana's other strings are also really good for initiating combos of the same structure. They have faster startup than the Royal Welcome string, but the main issue with them is that they don't contain any lower overheads to mix up your opponents. Also, some of the hits are high, so your opponents can just duck them. Again, you don't want to play Kitana rushdown heavy all the time, so pick and choose what strings can catch your opponents off guard and then go right back to zoning. Eternal Damnation is a low starter, but it has very short range and only connects with Square Wave to push opponents full screen for zoning. You can amplify Square Wave for more damage and to keep you close to your opponent for more pressure. Now onto Kitana's crushing blows. Square Wave causes a crushing blow when it's landed from max distance, punishing or countering your opponent. This actually knocks your opponent away while doing good damage to set up zoning. And just like everyone else, Kitana has a down 2 uppercut crushing blow when punishing or countering your opponent. Sadly, this is the only crushing blow that she can get a pop-up combo started from. Dark Deception can get a crushing blow if used to counter or punish your opponent as well, and it also sends them full screen to set up more zoning. We already covered this one, but quick execution needs to be used in a combo over 8 hits in order to crushing blow. While it doesn't lead to combos, it does give good guaranteed damage that you can land easily in a match, ending your combos. This last one is a damage over time that requires the first 4 hits to miss or be blocked by your opponent. Then the final hit, which is an overhead, has to connect. Basically, your opponent needs to be blocking low and only have the last hit connect against them. Again, it does not pop up for a combo, but it does lead to damage over time to pressure your opponent. This one is actually attached to a Royal Welcome, which is one of our whiff punishing combo starters, and you can land this by basically conditioning your opponent to block low the whole match and then end it with an overhead to catch them off guard. The good news about this move is that it is -7 on block, meaning it is safe and you cannot get punished for it. Kitana can sort of mix up opponents but not get a combo off of it. Follow the leader ends with an overhead and travels a long distance overall. Use this when your opponent keeps blocking your lows. So far we've gone through Fan Fare's tournament variation. Now we can talk about the other one known as Highborn. Highborn removes one of Kitana's most important combo specials, and that's actually Fan Lift. And outside of that, we have Edenian Razors, which is mainly used to combo in the corner. Pressing it without holding it would hit your opponent twice, but if you hold it, it would hit them 3 times. And as you can see here with her usual combo starter, we cannot connect it mid-screen. The next special in this variation is called Half-Blood Stance. This is actually the most important one because it's what the entire kit is based around. Kitana enters a stance in which she cannot move, and from this stance she can do a couple of things. When in this stance, you can press 4 to cancel the stance and continue moving again so you're not vulnerable, but it costs 1 defensive bar. While in this stance, you can actually do Melina's Dive Kick, which tracks opponents but is very unsafe on block. This is mainly used for getting in on an opponent who keeps jumping your projectiles in a way to kind of mix them up. It can also be Meter Burn to throw out a fan after the hit. The next thing you can do in this stance if you press 2 is send an aerial projectile, which actually tracks your opponent and can be really frustrating for those who are full screen trying to get closer or jump over your fan projectiles. Here's a quick example of how you can use this to mix up your opponent while they're trying to get in. I kind of forgot to show in this clip as well, but you can also mix in some dive kicks to get in and continue combo pressure. Both of Kitana's variations favor her zoning aspect, but Fan Fare does have more combo ability compared to Highborn. Overall, her zoning is pretty strong, and a lot of players will have trouble dealing with it, especially in this stance. The last thing you can do in this stance is a combo ender by pressing 1. Now this is a simple 3-hit move that does okay damage, but there is a trick to this that you're going to want to learn to strategize into your gameplay. And it's that this actually has a crushing blow, and in order to trigger this, you actually have to land 3 of her seeking size inside of a match. And now when you do half-blood stance and go into gut it will crushing blow and give Kitana her only pop-up crushing blow to get some serious damage. Now that's clearly a big miss on my part, but I just want to show you guys an incredibly situational combo that you might find yourself coming across often, especially when using this stance. Once you've hit 3 seeking size, you can do things like this for massive damage, and I'm more than positive there are crazier damage outputs than this, so comment below any inputs that you guys might know of, because this variation is not my main, but I'd really like to see what you guys got. 54.5% is insane damage, and that sequence was so long it actually looked like an X-ray attack from the previous Mortal Kombat games. And getting this off in a match must feel freaking amazing. It's very possible to do this mid-screen, but it requires some serious timing and micro-dashing, which does require a lot of practice, so kudos to you if you guys can get that off. I really didn't want to kill myself trying to figure that out tonight. Now, outside of that crushing blow, Kitana doesn't have much combos mid-screen in this variation, so it's a very good thing that Kitana has all the tools in her kit to get the opponents to the corner and then combo them from there. Here are some generic combos for you guys to try out. One thing I wanted to note, her main combo starter in this variation in the corner is back 3-4, and this is because it makes the enemy airborne, so now Edeni and Razors can juggle them multiple times. Now these highborn combos with the stance attack are not the most practical, but after playing with it for a while, you'll see your moments to get these crushing blows, and it all comes down to playing matches and just getting comfortable with the character. The main goal is to try to land your seeking size 3 times early enough to load up the crushing blow. So now that when you get your combo started, you can toss that in for a pop-up and get some crazy damage. Because of this, Mortal Kombat 11 has a lot of strategy in their gameplay, and crushing blows are a huge part of that. You want to save them, of course, for those crazy moments where you could close out a match or lead an epic comeback, so it's up to you to pick and choose when you should spend that crushing blow and how to go about it. That's one of the main things I love about this Mortal Kombat, because you have different types of players, those who spend it in the first round and those who save it for comebacks or to close out the matches. Make sure to comment below what other combos you guys have for Highborn and even Fan Fare. I'd love to see what twists you guys can add to these, or even show me some better ways to go about the combos. Also, how are you liking Kitana? I wasn't feeling her at first, but I really like her a lot now, and honestly, it goes to show you guys you should always try to play as many characters as you can, especially those you are having issues with beating. It goes a long way. So a couple quick tips before we move on. Edeni and Razors can actually be used to anti-air your opponents, so it's a pretty good option for those jumpy opponents who want to just approach you non-stop. This can even cause a juggle and then lead to a hit with square wave, either pushing them full screen to zone them out or amplify to do more damage. Also, be careful when zoning your opponents with Seeker Size. They only track your opponent if they are in front of Kitana. So basically, if they jump over you, it will no longer follow them for that crossover until Kitana turns around, that is. Just make sure that you're spacing your opponents properly and well before throwing these out. So, we finally covered both of the tournament variations for Kitana. Now let's talk about what I think are her best custom moves. In my custom Kitana, I added Upward Fan Toss, Air Piercing's Dagger, and Ground War so that we can use Square Wave while grounded. This is very similar to her ranked Fan Fare, but I took out Royal Protection and Fan Flutter. Air Dagger gives her a new angle to zone from and comes out fairly quick to catch them off guard. I like to use this when I'm pretending to jump in on my opponent and bait out their uppercuts to get hit by these fans. Now remember I mentioned that pre-patch Kitana was able to combo off of her Fan Tosses after Fan Lift. Regular Fan Toss was actually nerfed to be -3 on hit, making it impossible to combo off of. But if we look at Upwards Fan, we'll see that this move is actually +6 on hit. This means we can get longer combo extensions and more damage with this custom move. This kind of works like how regular Fan Toss used to for Kitana, but it's a little bit easier to use in the corner because of the angle. With this move, some combos can actually be done mid-screen, but it's still a little bit easier to do this and more in the corner. If they didn't nerf her Fan Toss, I think Kitana would be an easy top tier character, but that does not mean she's bad by any means. She honestly has the tools, damage, and mix-ups to compete with anybody. I truly think she's one of the better characters in this game. It took me a while to learn and play as her, as you guys can tell from how long it took me to make and upload this, but I'm glad I did. Now I have an idea how to zone and space my combos well too, thanks to learning Kitana. She definitely has a slight learning curve, but I recommend trying her out because it'll make you that much of a better player overall. Yes, she may lack a lot of combos, but her damage output can be ridiculous regardless, thanks to her crushing blows and whiff punishing strings. The key to getting better at fighting games in general is to learn as many characters as you can, and that's not in as how to play them, but how to counter them. Learning what your opponent's unsafe moves are and what moves you can do to quickly punish and combo them is possibly the most efficient way to improve in fighting games. Use practice mode a lot. I definitely recommend recording the dummy to do a specific move or string and take your time to figure out the frame data and how to counter it. There are lots of Scorpion players as well as Noob Saibot and Garrus as well online. I recommend learning the matchup for those characters, and trust me, you're going to see an improvement. Now remember, when playing as Kitana, you want to play the mid-screen game because most of her strings are amazing whiff punishers and reach long distances. So play to her strengths and that will help you out a lot. Make sure to go for as many crushing blows as you can, and if you see a trend in your opponent's habits like wake up attacking or they're misspacing their moves, be sure to use a string that can punish them with a crushing blow. These clips I'm showing you are from a few online sets that I just went ahead and recorded not too long ago. These are actually casual matches with custom moves, but Kitana has a very solid ranked variation in Fan Fare. I really think she's got a lot of good things going for her now that I've actually learned her compared to when I first started making this guide. And honestly, that tends to happen with everybody, so be sure not to give up on your character. Before taking them online, take a visit into the tower and play as many matches as you can to get comfortable. Like I said, learn the fundamentals and about 2 or 3 combos that can do 25 to 35% damage, and then play some more towers. That should give you some good in-game experience on how the combos should feel in matches. Do your best and try not to be predictable. If you mix up your approach and combo strings often by going from either low to overhead or overhead to low, you can be a tricky person to fight and your opponent will have to keep on guessing and be afraid to push any type of buttons. And if you come across a really good player, just keep playing them and rewatch those matches if you get a chance, because after that you can get a different perspective. Little things like that will push your skills even further beyond. Never back down from a challenge unless it's from Sonic Fox, because then you'll just get embarrassed. And that wraps it up for this Kitana guide, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought. I'm always happy to answer any questions, and I'm more than happy to hear any tips that you guys might have. Remember, we're all still learning the ins and outs of this game, so be sure to share a tip if you see something that I missed. The reception I got from the Sub-Zero guide was awesome and kind of made me uneasy about making this guide because I just wanted to make sure I provide solid content consistently for you guys and any newcomers to the channel. Up next is actually going to be Kabal. I've been really wanting to learn him, and he just looks like a lot of fun. And I know I said Frost was going to be next, but I feel like I want to wait to see if there's going to be any updates coming out soon before I start making a guide on her. Plus, I've seen some people rank Kabal in the same tier as Kitana, which is pretty interesting. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new. We're going to keep pushing out more Mortal Kombat guides, and you won't want to miss that, so stay tuned. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.